What's up everybody, and welcome to another Coffee 101 video with Bunaberry. Today we're going to be talking about water for coffee. So there's a few things you need to know about water. We're not going to go in too in depth in this video. There's lots of resources that if you want to go crazy about water, you can go crazy about water and read those resources. The first thing you kind of need to understand is the temperature that you're brewing at, the temperature of your water. Now, keeping it very simple, the hotter your water is, the more extraction you're going to get out of that coffee. So if you're brewing at 100 degrees, it's going to over extract very quickly. And if you're brewing at 80 degrees, it's not going to extract as much. So if you're wondering why your coffee is over extracting, maybe look at your temperature if you've tried fixing everything else first. Another quick thing about temperature, every different origin and every different level of roast is going to require different temperature of water. I would play around with this at home. There's no real recipe for this. We'll put some links in the description where you can find out more information about this if you're interested in learning more. But to keep it simple, aim for around 92 to 96 degrees to start with, and then play around from there. So another big thing about water is the water quality. Now, depending on where you are and where your location is around the world, you have different levels of hardness and parts per million. And what this means is that the density of minerals in your water is different. Now, there is an optimum mineral concentration for coffee brewing and what minerals they are, but to keep it simple, what you want to do is you want to have a look in your kettle, and if you can see a little lime scale build up in your kettle, then you're in a really hard water area. Now, if you're in a really hard water area, then we would recommend getting a little water filter. Now, at the moment, the best you can go is like Brita, or you can buy bottled water. Now, obviously this can be a little bit costly, but it makes a huge difference to your water. So there is this new product that is just coming out soon. It's called Peak Water. Maxwell Colonna-Dashwood just ran a Kickstarter campaign. It looks really cool. Probably the most advanced water brewing technology for home use. Most cafes, what they do is they have an RO system where they strip out all the minerals in the water and they reintroduce the minerals that they want into the water to bring out the best in the coffee that they're brewing. Now, what Maxwell's doing is he's condensed that into a small water filter where it strips out all the non-essential minerals and then reintroduces the minerals that are essential for coffee brewing. Now, it's not available just yet. We're going to pop the link in the description below and you can go and check that out. I'm not sure if you can pre-order it yet. We bought it on the Kickstarter. It should be coming later this year. So how does this affect the taste? So what you're going to find is the different mineral build-ups in your water, whether you're super hard or super soft, or whether you just don't have the right minerals for your coffee. You're going to find that the brightness of the coffee isn't there. You may find that you're over extracting your coffee or under extracting your coffee, depending on how hard or soft your water is. What I would suggest, if you're just getting into water for coffee, I would go to the supermarket, get some water which is around 100 parts per million, and brew up with that coffee, and then compare that to your tap water at home and just see the difference, because you're going to notice a huge difference. Obviously, water is one of the biggest parts of coffee brewing. It makes up for over 95% of a filter coffee, and therefore it's super important. It's going to affect the flavour of your coffee hugely. It's probably not what we would suggest focusing on first. I would suggest figuring out how to brew good coffee using all the other Coffee 101 series that we've talked about, and learning about your equipment first, your grinding first, and all of the other stuff. Once you've got that on lockdown, then you can start playing around with water. But as I said, it doesn't take too much effort. Just go to the supermarket, buy a bottle of water. So that's everything for today's Coffee 101 series about water. Thank you for tuning in, and if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you hated this video, make sure you give it a thumbs down. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, and we'll catch you next week for another Coffee 101 with Bunaberry. Peace.